Now, good morning. I'm just down here. What date have we? We're the 5th of July. I'm just down here in a lower field of ours. Um, I'm just actually in here trimming up a few trees that I put down a few years ago, and I just said I'd make a little video about what we've done here. This is a really low-lying, level, cutaway bog area. That's a long time ago when it was bog, and before we have it, this used to be a bit of a meadow here, and there was hay took off this every year with no cattle on it for years and years and years and years and years until we got it. Now I have it now, maybe, how long have I got it? Oh, it could be 10 years actually, less, maybe say 8 years. I can't really remember, but what I did here was, now the place was full of black sally. You can see them big strong black sallies there. Now I was tinning them out and burned them in the fire at home, and the bushy branches I left in a pile here as a kind of a habitat for something or anything that wants to go in it. I just left them there. But now it's a very wet place. Now it gets drier as you go up here. There's literally about a foot of a fall from the top there down to where I'm standing here now. And when you go in there, the bounds is there, and all I have is an electric fence. And it goes into real swamp, holes and everything in there. Now you could not go in there without getting lost. But this is what I did a few years ago. I put in these alders. Now I'm just trimming the ends of them here today. I don't know if I'm right to be doing it, but it's something that I tend to do. Trim the lower branches off, and the reason why I do it, you can see this tree here now. It's very bushy on the bottom there and all the way up. Now, when I cut off them branches, I like to cut off branches right up to 6 foot. So the lowest branch should be 6 foot above your head. In other words, you can have a lot of trees in a small area, and they only literally take up the width of their main trunk in the middle. So they take up very little room. It's mostly airspace they take up. So I like to keep the lower branches off. So I'm in this little square here now, and you can see I put more alders out there too, in a wetter spot. And now it's all just alders I put down now. I might change to downy birch and put in a few more. But let me just come out here. I'll finish them off now in a minute. There's a few branches the few trees I've already trimmed off this year now. Well, just now. Now if I step out here now, it gets very wet. Let me carry my post. Now this place was grazed twice this year already. Now it's been lying and left since April, I think. And she's wet, lads. It's extremely wet. Extremely wet. So I didn't mind leaving that pile of stuff there, because what else was going to go on? But actually, I've noticed for the first time, let me just go back here, that we have clover coming. I'm very happy about that, because there's no clover ever been in here. There's that yellow clover, or fool's clover. There's lots of that. It's a legume as well. So I'm happy enough with that. So I'm kind of letting this field rest this year now, because it's been intensively grazed periodically with lots of rest for the last few years. So that's what I've been at in here. You can see I have other alders in here now. These ones now I've trimmed the lower branches off already, and I had a fence sectioning it off. You can see the difference in colour. That hasn't been grazed in there, this has. But it's gone to seed here now. You have your rushes and you have your sprat, or whatever you want to call it. They call it the Lura Wadra down in the west. I think it's the dog rush. So that's it now. It's a mossy, acidic kind of a soil that's left on it. Blue mud underneath and a black old turf on the top. It doesn't grow much, but it's improving every year. Probably could do with a sky to lime. Yeah, will I do it? I don't know, maybe. Or else I could just leave the likes of them legumes to do the job for me and the cattle. I'm not pushed or panicked about getting her highly productive immediately. I like to see that. And it's a nice kind of a wild area that I integrate with the cattle as well, so I'm kind of happy enough with it. Up there now it gets dry and it's hard. It keeps them up, and I do a lot of wintering on it. Not wintering, but I can leave them on it that little bit longer, because I don't mind hauling in silage and hay and letting them tramp all that old vegetation down. But that's the story here now. I just happened to be in this field here and I thought it was an idea. It came into my head and I'd share my thoughts. For some reason I'm very fond of this little bit of a field. It's the most level ground I have. The rest is hills. So there is a lot of new grasses coming in from me buying in silage and hay and feeding it out here. So I'm going to let it go to seed, to increase the seed bank, and see what can happen over the years. That's the beauty of regenerative agriculture. I like to see it improve. I like to see it improve using minimal, zero inputs, and basically just letting nature and the cattle do their job. So that's it now. No cattle in this video either, so you can see the different shades of the green there, where the cattle have been dunging and where I've been feeding out silage. But all that'll improve as the years goes on, and I'm very pleased with how my trees are doing. I'm going to get a few other different species now. I'm looking forward to when they get strong enough that the cattle can go back in around them again. But for now I have them protected. They're probably about 3 or 4 years old, them alders. They're a really good fast growing tree. They can grow up to 10 foot in the 1 year and ticking up very quick. So I'm going to leave this place another while and let them seed heads lie over, and then we'll give it an owl baiting with the cattle again, or even a couple of ponies. But for now, that's basically a little update on this lower project field. So that's it now. So we'll say good luck and goodbye.